So St Mary's will represent Waterford in Sunday's Munster Junior Hurling Final against Cork champions Russell Rovers in Mallow at 1 o'clock. They are the 7th different Dacia team in the last 7 years to make the provincial decider. And to look ahead to the biggest day in the club's history, delighted to welcome into studio St Mary's chairman Brendan Tobin. And Brendan, at the start of the year, could you have dreamt that you would be in a Munster final now on Sunday?
Well, Thomas, not at all. I suppose there's no doubt at the start of the year our aim was to win the county final. There's no doubt about that. Like, we've been knocking the door the last few years, but that was our target, to win the county final. We approached Dan last November, and we sat down with Dan in late November, and he came back and probably supposed to run 15th of December and committed to the club. And that was the lift the club really needed. Yeah,
do you think that was a difference this year, Brendan? Like you mentioned there, you've been knocking at the door. You lost 2 county finals there to Fenner and Ballydufflower, and you also lost the Western to Ardmore in 2017.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Look, we were supposed to hard looking at 1 or 2, but look, you make your own look. But look, these lads deserve wicked credit, unbelievable credit, because when you're going to the well so often and don't get the water, but like these lads, they went and knocked for 5 years in a row now. The amount of training they put in, 4 hard years under Morris Geary and now under Dan. Again, I'm so delighted for that panel of players, because like it's only always out there in Turnina can see what they have done for the parish and the commitment they have given over 5 years.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about the work that they put in this year under Dan to get them up to this level, Brendan?
Well, look, I suppose they started off. We had a team meeting on the 4th of January, and we have an annual club outing each year, and we went off on the 15th of January, and we played Killadangan in a hurling game up in Killadangan. And the week after that, we were back training over here in Mark O'Connell's in the physical training in the gym. And that was up till probably the first week of March or second week of March, and all that bad weather, 3 nights a week they were on the weights and out in the snow, jogging and pushing sleighs out in the snow, and they did all that hard work, and definitely that has paid off, because this year we're probably hanging into games and we're finishing games a bit stronger than we have in other years. Yeah,
do you think that sort of work that they've done over the winter has really stood to them in the last couple of games, Brendan?
There's no doubt it has. No doubt. Look, Tom, I suppose when we won the county final, it really took the monkey off our back, and I think it was a tough campaign. The standard of junior hurling in Waterford, like, it's unbelievable. There's 8 or 9 teams there could win that championship again next year, and I mean that sincerely. We won a few games by 2 points, 3 points. We, the county final by 2 points. Every one of them were pushed the whole way. But like when we the county final won, we just threw off the shackles against the Limerick representatives, Castletown Ballycurran, and it was great, I suppose, for Dan and for the management team to see him playing the hurling that we all know that they can play.
Absolutely, and like the supporters fairly blew the roof off the stand the last day. Brendan, when the final whistle went against Carrickdavins, you gave a big jump for joy yourself. How many buses will be on the road to Mallow now come Sunday morning?
Yeah, there's I don't think there'll be too many left in Turnina this weekend. We went into playing Carrick and no one gave us a chance. But that group of players went in to win it. And it's the same next Sunday. They're going up to win it. They don't believe in losing. And that's mentality. Dan have that, and Declan, I must say, have that instilled in them. They're going up there on Sunday to win that Munster final. And there's not another thing in those players' minds only going up to win that match. And like, no one gives us a chance against Carrick. And for the supporters, it was great for them to get such relief to know that for the players that they had won it. And next Sunday, like, there's no one giving us a chance. Only what's inside in that dressing room. They know they're good enough to win that.
Can you give us a sense of the size of the club in St Mary's, Brendan, in terms of, I suppose, the members and I suppose the player numbers that you have?
Well, look, I suppose we're definitely one of the smallest clubs in Waterford. There's no doubt about that. Our primary school have 62 pupils. So, like, you're feeding off a school of 62 pupils when you take for 8 classes. So, half that you have 31 or 2 probably boys. Half them may never play. So, like, that's what we're up against. Next year we've 1 player coming on. The following year we've 1 player coming on. The year after that we've no player coming on. So, like, that's what we're up against. But when you see the likes of JP and Dennis and them all that staying on playing for over 20 years, 25 years, like, that's what keeps the club going. And only for those guys we wouldn't have a club.
Yeah, and like, you probably wouldn't be in a Munster final were it not for the saves that JP Fitzpatrick made. He's made a big contribution, Brendan, and as you mentioned there, he's getting great service. I think he's in his mid-40s now at this stage. Yeah,
JP is 45. He played in the All-Ireland final in minor in 1992. And it's hard to believe it that from all through his hurling life, with Nave Breed or St Mary's, he never won a hurling. He had won football. He never won a hurling county final. He have colleges and he have All Ireland. He have Munster hurling, but he never won a county final in any grade in hurling until this year. So everyone is so delighted for JP. And you know what? When you see him inside against Carrick inside Clonmel in goal, you would think like he was only a 20-year-old. He was diving over and back and stopping bullets. And what? I think everyone is really, really delighted for JP.
Yeah, and like he got a great kick out of winning that county or first in 30 years, as well as the rest of the players that have given such great service over the years, Brendan.
Oh, there's no doubt. And JP, the last 2 or 3 years, every year he was talking about retiring, but we spoke to him and look, JP, if we won it and you weren't playing, you'd be so disappointed. So we kind of coaxed him back. But now I don't think you've any notion of retiring. He's going to be there long into the future, and there's no need for him to retire. But look, JP is a kind of guy who minds himself, and if you see the training that JP puts in for himself in goal, you think at 45 you've done it, but he trains as hard as any of the other players, and he's reaping the benefits of it now.
And you've also brought in players who are now, I suppose, honorary St Mary's men, Brendan, in Aidan Kearney from Tallow, and also Brendan McGorty, your joint captain, who came all the way from County Down.
Yeah. Brendan McGorty, a fine hurler, playing outstanding hurling at centre back for us. Former down hurler. Lucky enough, he met a lovely Colleen from Turnina, and he settled in Turnina. And he's like I said to himself, our captains are picked by the players themselves. The panel of players pick the captain, and he's only there 4 years, and that'll tell you the respect that the players have for him, that they elected him as joint captain. And Brendan he's such a nice guy, such a great clubman. He's one for the future for Turnina for many, many years, and I can see him going on doing coaching and maybe in administration when his hurling years are over in maybe in 10 or 12 years' time. And Ringo Aidan Kearney, he's living in Turnina, I suppose, 8 or 10 years. Tell you the truth, we thought we'd get him sooner, but we have him, and and also a great hurler, and he's our school liaison officer. He's very much involved in the club. He's involved in coaching underage, and they're turning him in now, they're not counted as Tallow men or down men. And also we've John O'Shea from Portlaw, again married into the parish and a great servant, and there's no doubt that he'll probably see some game time too on Sunday. And again, he's only with us. He's married. Himself and Brendan are married to 2 sisters, and he's only with us 2 years. But a great club man already, a fantastic young man.
And you've a sprinkling of some younger players as well, Brendan, in around the team. Can you tell us about some of those?
Yeah, I suppose some of the unsung heroes, maybe the 2 cornerbacks are playing mighty stuff, like Ronan Gleeson and Killian Tobin, probably in around 20 or 21 years of age or that, but playing unbelievable stuff. Killian, I suppose, he last couple of years he was coming on the team playing the forwards, but one of our backs got injured this year, and he got in there and he slotted in there, and he's there now since. And Ronan is playing unbelievable stuff, cornerback, a great man marker, unbelievable man marker, and we get tigerish, and you could depend on him, and then I suppose people don't realise this, but Mike Kearns is still only 22 years of age and full forward, a very young player, and a player probably a great future again. And we have a few subs there again with the 2 young O'Gormans, they're twins, Keane and Tygo Gorman. They're not getting game time, but they're players for the future too. Never missed a training session. With the whole year they're there and really enthusiastic, just a bit young. And then you've Keane Geary, another young chap coming through who be on and off the team, a fabulous young hurler. But all those lads are there for the future, players for the future. And
is everyone available for selection now for Sunday, Brendan?
Yeah, like always, you'd have 1 or 2 niggles, but I think everyone will be available. Yeah, there's I think only one set out training now on Tuesday night, but he will be he'll be okay for training. He have an old injury that's just probably minding himself in that, and Chunky advised him not to train. But other than that, everyone trained and trained hard on Sunday.
And what do you know about your opponents, Russell Rovers from Cork? Of course, Cork clubs have a very strong tradition in this competition, Brendan.
Look, they have, of course, there's no doubt. We know that they won the county final comprehensively in Cork. They were beaten in the county final last year. They had a few players on the Immokeely team that won the senior hurling championship in Cork this year. But look, Tomas, they have 15 players going out in the field. We 15 players going out in the field. There'll be 2 goalposts, and there'll be a referee and 4 umpires and 2 linesmen, and it'll be 15 and 15. And I can just tell you, our boys are going up to win that Munster final.
And you'll have big support not only in Turnina but also from across Waterford, I'd say, Brendan, up in Mallow on Sunday.
Oh, the support would be unbelievable. Like, you just can't go any place now with people ringing you and wishing you well or texting anyone, meeting the street. Even here in Dungarvan today, anyone I met coming over, like, everyone would stop for the chat and that, and wish us well. And you know what it is, the goodwill is out there. Like, we have a few fundraisers going at the moment. So, like, of course, we want to look after our players the same as anyone to be looked after playing Munster final. And the response to the fundraisers is unreal. I must say, it's unbelievable. Just genuine people around the parish dropping in a few €100s here and there, just want to help out in any way at all. It's unbelievable. You'd have to pinch yourself, I suppose, and is this really happening at the moment? But it is, the goodwill is out there, and the buzz in Turnina, like, and wherever you go, it's all hurling. Every conversation is about hurling at the moment.
Yeah, that's brilliant to hear. And before we go, Brendan, we have to mention that it's going to be a big weekend off the field as well for St Mary's on Saturday night in Limerick. And Manny Hallinan will pick up the Distinguished Service Award to Culture, like, well-known figure in Waterford for his work with Irish dancing and also in score as well. How would you sum up his contribution to the club?
Well, I suppose, like, anything I would say wouldn't do Manny justice, because Manny Hallinan deserves more credit than anyone could imagine, for not just what he have done in Turnina, but all over the county. One of the great guys. He have this year alone, and his teaching set dancing now in Turnina coming on 50 years, 72, and they won the first All-Ireland stage. But this year alone, he had such success in score and in the fail and the flair. They won the forehand reel and forehand jigs and all them. So many different age groups coming through again, the scoring at Páirce, and they're all every year they're successful. And like, he's an unbelievable man, and I just want to congratulate him. And I'm so delighted for Manny and Breda, for all the family. On Saturday night, he'll be honoured by Munster Council. Like, that's a great award, achievement to be honoured by Munster Council. And also, like, Thomas, this year, and I said it to you inside in Clonmel, that it's 50 years since the club was founded. Just actually, one of these days, 4 men just they decided there was a club needed in Waterford, and they were Ned Power, Tom Power, and Jerry Cullinan. Jerry now is the chairman of Ballygunner, and they wrote a letter to Father Brendan Crowley, and the 4 of them together got people in and reformed the club, and that was set dancing again. Was involved with that, So Money, they were all a part of that. Great decision 50 years ago, and you know what? I know I'm not getting away from money, but like, it was the 13th of the letter is dated the 13th of December. We have the original letter, 1969, and it's only a few days away. Wouldn't it be some 50th birthday present to have the Munster Cup there and Money with his award all on the 1 week?
Absolutely. Well, fingers crossed, Brendan, you can mark your 50th birthday with a Munster Cup on Sunday. Thanks very much for dropping into the studio, and all the best now against Russell Rovers up in Mallow.
Thanks, Thomas. Thanks, and again, like, thank you to all this wishing as well, and hopefully we'll see him all there on Sunday, and it'll be a great day for Waterford hurling.